But yeah, let's go ahead and I think I had one more. Actually, no, two more, right? Right. So again, this is another setup, right? Where the market goes, right? So again, this is a downtrend, right? Transition into a bullish trend, right? So we know a downtrend consists of low and lows. All right, I'm gonna repeat that, and low highs. Okay, and we sell doing a bearish market or a downtrend at low high, targeting next low and low. Right now, here we get a double top where the next high is not as equal. Right, this is where we will naturally take our sell, and we will target this high as our stop loss. Okay, I mean, look how far that is. All right, for the market to go all the way back up there, right, that will give us the next possible setup. Chances are very, very slim that is going to go all the way back up there. Okay, especially it will have to give you the candles or the setup itself that indicate it's going to continue up. So it's very, very, very rare. Not saying it doesn't, but it's very rare. Okay, now we got a double top, right? We took our sell, stop loss at structure point, and we targeting next structure low, but we do have this right here. We understand that's an area you could stop that, right? Why do we say that? It's because sometimes when market is giving you a reversal, it's not always going to give you a first setup, which is a double bottom, right? Sometimes people call this a inverted head and shoulder, right? Because that's the head, neckline, and these are the shoulders. All right, so I'll go over that setup also, but just for a little bit of just for teaching purposes. Now, the setup is not 100% complete as far as trend reversal until the neckline get retested. It has to be broken. The neckline have to be broken to retest, because at this point we have now a higher high. Make sense? Now we have low highs, so we will take this right here. Now this buy off this zone, this structure point, since this is a lower low, this will be considered as a high low. Yes, market will give you, and always and will give you a high low before giving you a higher high, right? Because normally you get higher high to a high low, right? So on and so forth. So this will be considered as a high low, right? And then you will look, okay? You will look for it to break the previous low high to give you a new higher high, and then to continue to give you another high low where you will look to pull the buy. Again, you pull here, stop loss here, okay? That's your entry. And with the original buy here, right? Entry within point, stop loss at the next structure low. Sorry. Stop loss at structure low. See that? Rinse and repeat. Just try your very best to just be very consistent with that. Okay? Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. All right. I make sure I ingrain that in your head, and I make sure you do video homework. All right. Anybody could backtest and see, and they'd be like, oh man, I saw it. No. Cool. I want you to go ahead and make me a video by like 1 minute to 2 minutes. That way I can watch it. You teaching me how and why. That way I make sure you understand that. Okay. A know-it-all is going to say it all. If you understand, you're just going to react. Okay. Same concept, right? So we do have a trend reversal. Okay. Double bottom where market was giving you lower lows. Okay. And of course, a previous low high, right, was broken. And not just that, two previous ones was broken, right? That's one of the first aspect. It broke structure points where it gives you a higher high. Okay. Now all we have to do now is just simply wait for the market to give us a price action after it retrace about 50 to 60. 50 is the lowest. Anything past that is money. And the lower it retrace, even better. All right. Now we don't do no lower. Okay. Because if you only give me at least 20% of what you owe me, I'm more likely going to come back later on for more, because you still owe me a large amount. But if you give me half, less likely I'm going to give you some time, especially if you give me at least 60% of it. Now, market broke, right? I'm sorry, market broke structure and it stops here. Okay. When it came back down, this right here will be considered as, I guess, your 10, 20%. We don't do none of that stuff, right? between here, right, will be like close to the 50, 40, all right? And the middle, right, plus 60. The reason why I'm saying plus 60 is not going to be exactly 61.8. It could be a 75. And then back to ground zero, okay? So we have the double bottom. So we know it broke. So that means market bought a lot of mangoes and it sold all of it. And it's looking to buy again so it could sell. Okay. So here you will wait for your PA, your price action, to be more specific, bullish engulfing. Okay. Bullish engulf price action, PA. Okay. Your bullish engulfing price action. And due to the fact that we have a double bottom, we don't have any, when we look to the left, we don't have an actual previous structure that's a previous lower low or a high low. Since we don't have any low point, the best thing we do is, right, we look at the price action the market gives us, either the previous where it first went up or the current one, whichever structure point or wick is the lowest. We want to place our stop loss or SL at least 5 to 10 pips away from the wick. Why? Because, excuse me, after the market give you price action, a lot of time it give you a stop hunt, right? And then to go up. Now, I think I said it already, but before I finish this, let me just throw that out there for you guys. Okay. A stop hunt, right? It's pretty much just the market hunting stop losses, right? That's why it's called that. It's designed to just take you out. So you pull a buy for whatever reason it may be. Stop loss right here. After you entered, you put your stop loss here. A lot of time, after market give you the price action, it will shoot down to either close you out, or if somebody had buy orders, okay, buy orders, so it went to collect. That's where the money is, right? So remember, between the zone, turnaround point, and the wick, that's liquidity. So that's where all the stop losses are at typically, and pending orders, that's where everything's at. So it's going to get that money, right? So if the market does give you that stop hunt, at least you put it 5 to 10 pips below wick and you would survive. All right. Before I go, let me go ahead and pull this up for you. This is the GBP JPY. If you've been watching my videos, predominantly that's what I trade. Okay. So that was, you could see the previous buy and the last buy. So the bullish engulfing is right there, right? Right here, the black candle right there. And let's annotate real quick. It'll be quick to end this video, right? So our bullish engulfing is right here, okay? We have a bullish candle that engulfed the last two bearish candle, and I'm looking at this low point for my stop loss, right? But guess what? Before the market bought up, you see how it gives me a stop hunt low? You see that? Stop hunt low and then to go up. Now, this stop hunt low is not random. That's just the next structure zone within it, okay? So this zone is the daily zone. It's just within the 4 hour. There's a little bit structure that's a little bit lower, and that's where it hunt towards it, right? Because I was looking at the previous low. That's where my SL went, and I was able to survive. Now, remember the continuation aspect, right? So with the continuation aspect of this, right here, right? So we got a bearish candle here, and then we have a bullish candle right here. So that means we have a bullish candle for the continuation. Of course, I'm targeting this structure point. That's the previous high. I know there's a lot of infrastructure in between. That's why it's giving you all this back and forth, where typically, you know, it probably will buy a lot smoother, right? We know there's a gap up here. That's what I call an imbalance. That's just me, okay? It needs to balance itself out. You need to fix this, right? There's a gap, right? Now, you see the structure here? That's the zone itself. If I did, yes, I did take the buy here, and my stop loss, again, is down there, okay? I did move my original stop losses from original point and brought it to here at least. But that's where my stop loss is based off that, right? Notice that the market give me a stop hunt low, right? I hope you guys can see it. It's not too noisy with all the drawing. Okay. Do that real quick. All right. So you see that after I pull my buy here, right? Stop loss at the low point. Notice how this candle here is shot all the way down, all the way to there. And then to go right back up. And then this is where we at right now, currently in the market. Of course, what I want is irrelevant. What I was expecting it to do, because that's just me saying that's what I want. I was really hoping that it will buy a lot smoother to come to this structure point here, right? Even if it was going to take 2 days to buy, at least it will be at a relevant point where I can get a small retest and then get another. What I mean by a retest, get a bearish candle and then a bullish candle so I could take the next buy to continue up. So that's just me adding on to my trade. Okay. So like I was saying, right? Notice how, again, that candle itself wick down. Okay. It literally wick all the way down to there and then to continue back up. That's what I mean by that. Now, that could have been a loss for a lot of people. Please remember, I did take it also in the demo. It did wick me out because I used this low as the stop loss. It closed me out. Okay. So because of this, it kept me in my trade, and then boom, that's where we at. Okay. Please understand, if it would have went to here and stopped there, I would just wait for a bullish engulfing to go up because this will be like a break in the retest. So because it give us a stop hunt, right? Because it give us a stop hunt that to the zone, that's like the retest point. Okay. All right. So again, if you are interested in learning to trade with this method, all right, more interaction, learning to understand, please go ahead, go in royaltfxacademy.com and then come join the family. And also go ahead, DM me and I'll send you the link also. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Keep that just like that. Again, I'm targeting structure point and then see what it will do. Please understand that is a daily structure point, also a monthly and a weekly double top area. All right. So God first. All right. See you guys later.